Coders. Today I want to do a very super quick tutorial to tell you about how to make a simple title screen for your game. You'll notice I'm not on the usual microphone because I'm going to be using sound and I want you to hear the sound that comes out of the laptop speakers. So let's create a new project, remove the stripe, and call it title screen. But before that, as in the tradition of I think it was Blue Peter, here's one I made earlier. So there's nothing to the game, because my game has nothing, it's just for the screen. And my screen is this: when I'm going to press the green button, we're going to show the screen, the title of the game, and it's going to play a dramatic sound, and it's going to fade away. And that's like the very basic. And you can use the recipe and those concepts to make game over screens and to scroll credits and story, but that's the gist of it. It's really a title card. So here we go. Not bad, eh? Let's have it again. Okay, and so that should be 5 minutes, I hope. Certainly one sprite we're going to create from costume, which we're going to call title. One costume in this sprite. We are going to make a black rectangle, so no outline. Press the fit, select the fill to be black, and use the rectangle tool. And we want to cover the whole screen and more. And we can center that, but it doesn't really matter because it's just like. What we're going to do importantly is we're also going to center the sprite itself. So I mean, if I make something, let's make something small that's like centered on the middle. I need my sprite to be bang on at 0, 0, so that when I make that costume larger, it will hide the whole screen and the game behind it. You might want a couple more things. So for instance, you might want the actual title of your game. So I'm going to pick, I don't know, let's pick that kind of cool color with a slim outline, maybe? No, we can't do outline on that. So this is the title. My game. I'm not liking this font at all. Okay, what do we have? Pixel? Yeah, and like massive. And then you can have a subtitle like Courtesy of Cat Vonnegut, and make that a different color, and if you want your stuff to look nice, you can make sure that things are centered. And to make sure things are centered left to right or top to bottom, you actually need to center them in the middle and then move them with the keys. So I'm centering in the very middle, and I only use the up arrow to move the main title up. And I've centered my subtitle. I'm going to use the pointer key so I don't keep editing the text. So again, clip it to the middle, and then a little bit below. Yeah, it looks quite nice. Okay, so we've got our title, we've got our costume. Now let's do the very basic protocol of this. Is that when the green flag is clicked, to start with, we're going to show, because this is in real life. It's probably going to hang off a when I receive start game, because you find yourself very much, when the green flag is clicked, send a message and then use the message to drive start of the game the moment you do something vaguely complicated. So we're going to set the ghost, which is our transparency effect, to 0. Show and set the ghost effect to 0, which means, so ghost effect to 0 means there's no ghosting at all, it's fully opaque. And then we are going to want to loop, not a forever loop, we just need to repeat 100 times, because the value, I believe, for the effects is between 0 and 100, but you can check the Scratch wiki. Ghost effect. Always a good resource, Scratch wiki. Graphic effect. Value limits, you see it already has a thing, value limits. So this is all the range of colors. Fisheye. Ooh. There's no limit, so that, yeah, at some point it's going to think. Pixel, no limit. Brightness, 100. It tops off 100. 100 different transparencies, and it's greater or equal to 100, the sprite is going to be transparent. So for Ghost, we only go up to 100. That confirms what I suspected. So we only need to do 100 times and repeat Ghost, change Ghost by 1. So it's, remember, you're increasing the ghostness, you're increasing the transparency. Make sure you, of course, have both by 1, and then, so we don't keep like a transparent sprite on the screen, we're just going to hide it at the end. And it does this, bang, and it fades away. Now, of course, you could have something where instead you kind of move it up. So what, there's like 180 and it covers, so there's like 300. Yeah, so it's like change x by 3, I want to say, because that's 3. If we want to cross 300 pixels, it's 100 times 3 pixel, and this is gonna rise up like a curtain. Like, oh yeah, no, I wanted y. You get the idea. Let's do that. Change y by 3. Yeah. Probably want to set it back to, normally you wouldn't move it, so, but if, of course, if you're, yeah, that's a good point. If your effect is to, if instead of fading out you decide to move the title away, you will want to, very much like I initialize my ghost effect to 0, also initialize, whatever you change in the loop, you need to make sure initialize at the beginning, otherwise your thing's going to get, more and more to the top, or to the right, or to the left, or whatever. And then this lifts up on the scene. We probably need a little bit more, you can see that, because it's probably actually 360, so that will be 120. Iterations, or if I want to be safe, I can just do 140. The point is, don't make it an infinite loop, but up of 100, you should be fine. Yeah, and if we wanted to go like a little bit faster, we can just make it in 4, which means we probably can lower the total number of iteration. But yeah, that's the gist of it. Let's go back to a ghost, and I'll show you real quick how to do the sound. Now, there's a sound that I love in the library. Delete the existing pop sound. Choose a sound from the library, and it's called dun dun dun, like dun 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 dun, like that, and it sounds like this, which I absolutely adore. I think I can sort of like take that and take that part and make it slower, and then let's go something like this. And make that faster. Yeah, let's see how that sounds now. I'm not unhappy about that, and then fade it out. Yeah, that should be nice. So it's a bit longer now, I think, because it's got a longer tail. It's a shame that it doesn't show the seconds, but like we're not really operating in seconds, we're operating in numbers of turns of the loop. So we are just going to use a sound block, and we're going to start sound then. You do not want play sound until done, because that's going to block execution. Unless you want, if it's a very short sound, well, you'll see. Let's see both versions. So if we start, it will continue playing as we ghost the title. Or you could start your actual music, but I make a separate video on how to make music, because there are good ways, let's call them best practices. So instead, if you wanted something where you starting the sound, you're playing the sound until it's done, it's going to block execution, so you're going to play the sound, and then we're going to lift the curtain, or indeed fade away as it happens. But here you go, this is the gist of it. Let's delete those, So it's one sprite, it's got one costume, it's got one sound, and it's a chain of about 6 or 7 or 8 blocks depending on what you initialize. And that's how you do a title screen. Thanks for watching.